The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea, though I RASTA, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. But I rod and I staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepare a table before I, in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with uno oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I veni. May I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadama we groma be tela eh. Where two and three meeting in the name of the Most High Jah. Are there so Jaja there? If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Ah, Umau Sobolisa. I don't know what to. It was supplier for. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, and we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. In every traditional African home, there is a Blakk Pot, and each time this Blakk Pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking, super nutritious. Ingredients of so many different kinds, shapes, sizes, colors, aromas, and flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the Blakk Pot to come in and collaborate with the Blakk Pot to produce food. They don't even participate in the eating of the food. It is us who do, the eaters. Yet every time they rise to the occasion, they collaborate so selflessly to produce food that they themselves do not even enjoy or benefit from. What are we learning from this? What moral are we taking from that? So many people are so selfish. All they are interested in is, let's eat it all for tomorrow we die. Chiefs are busily selling all the lands, leaving nothing for their children and children's children to inherit. There are so many other people who are not interested in doing anything for the next generation. They want to have it all now and finish it up. Some of these things do not help us in any way. That is why every now and then we have to look at generations to come. That is why every now and then we have to look at the possibility of generational thinking. We have it, but don't let us eat it all now. Can we reserve something for the next generation? It's a thing of the mind. This is a show of the mindset. If the African mindset can be right, every other thing will be right. If the mindset is right, individuals will build schools, individuals will build hospitals, individuals will build roads without waiting for the government to come in and do all this. But if the mindset is wrong, look at what is going to happen. Even if the government provides everything, the bad, wrong mindsets will destroy everything, waiting for new ones to come again. In the Blakk Pot, we seek to serve the masses. Here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'll only just criticize to build and not to destroy. That's why we call it a service to man and womankind. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here we speak truth to power. We are live on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Blakk Empire Media, and our Blakk is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Blakk Empire Media, as you can see on your screens. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button so that every time we come on live, you will be the very first person to check us out. Remember to send in your comments. We will read your comments in the course of this wonderful show, the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And many people have asked, oh, you are not on Pan-African TV anymore. Yes, we are now fully on YouTube so that you can get us live every time. We are rebranding so that we can hit your screens again. In the interim, this is what it is. Please share this broadcast. We are so thankful to ISIT, and ISIT is ISIT, in spirit, in truth. What can you do with ISIT? Now, if your regular social media platform, your regular social media app is giving you problems, violence, racism, nudity, why are you still on it? Leave it and latch onto the new one called ISIT that everybody's talking about. This is a social media app that has been modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America, and everybody's talking about this one. You can go live, you can make audio and video calls, connect with family and friends, make memories, upload your videos and photos, and meet other positive-minded people on ISIT. It's as easy as that. And on ISIT, there's no negativity. We have powerful algorithms that remove every kind of negativity before it even comes up. Download this from Google Play and App Store for free. I am on ISIT. Are you on ISIT too? This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is hitting your screens. And what is it saying? Watch it. Number one for today. It says, Gyakye Quayson would surely go to jail. Somebody has already pronounced the verdict. He's pronounced judgment on a case that is already in court. And he is saying that by precedence, he can tell where this case is going to land. Gyakye Quayson would go to jail. Is this man? Hammond, he's also an MP. He's a loose cannon. Sometimes he talks as if he forgot his brains at home, and he talks just anyhow. This was the same guy who said that the youth in Ghana cannot rule because they have coconut heads. But if you look at his head, you realize that this is a senior coconut. This is the man we are talking about. I have so much respect for him. And one of the reasons is that, one, he's a man who can pass for my father. Two, we went to the same school, T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School, right there in Kumasi. Thirdly, this is a very brilliant lawyer, but sometimes because of politics, they behave as if they have coconut heads. That was what this man said, Hammond. But today, he's saying something different, that his fellow NP would end up in jail. That's what he said. Watch the headlines. He says what? Gyakye Quayson would go to prison. This is Hammond. Run the story. He says what? There is something we call precedence at the court. This is the same. This is not the first page of the story. This is not the first page. Bring me the first page of the story. Hammond is basically talking about the fact that there is something called precedence, and that the precedence is going to lead this man to jail. He's talking about Adamu Sankande. He's talking about a man who used to be an MP in the Boku area. He also held dual citizenships. And once he had the dual citizenship, he was finally discovered. And the matter went to court. He was stripped of his position as an MP. He ended up in jail. He was released on compassionate grounds. He was very sick. Later, he died. Adamu Sankande. But here it is. Hammond says that Gyakye Quayson would go to jail. And this is Adamu Sankande. He was an MP. Unfortunately, he held dual citizenship. In fact, more than dual. He was a citizen of the UK, citizen of Ghana, citizen of Burkina Faso. We hear there was even a fourth one. And he was still an MP of Ghana. Now, why is it important to say that if you are not wholly a citizen of Ghana, you cannot represent Ghana in the political arena? is about the nation. It's about sovereignty. You are here to decide something for the nation. Therefore, you must be 100% loyal to the nation. How can you have dual citizenships and want to represent one nation? Dual citizenship means that you have loyalty divided between two countries. So UK, Ghana, you have one leg in the UK and one leg in Ghana, and you are in the Ghanaian parliament. Are you not going to be making decisions that would also help the UK against Ghana? And if you are on the other side, could you not be helping make decisions that will favor the other side? These are the questions we are asking. But KT Hammond has said it point blank that yes, somebody is going to jail, and that's Gyakye Quayson. What is the story so far? Watch it. The Minister for Trade and Industry, Kwabena Tahir, that's KT Hammond, has said that the fate of the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, James Gyakye Quayson, has been determined. Listen, it's been determined, but it's in court. According to him, Gyakye Quayson would be going to prison just like the former MP for Boku Central, Adamu Dramani Sankande, who was imprisoned for lying about his Burkinabe and British citizenships. Speaking in an interview with the morning show host on Oyeripa TV, Kwesi Parker Wilson, at the Parliament House on Monday, July 4, 2023, KT Hammond added that the case of Adamu Sankande is virtually the same as that of Gyakye Quayson, and that is why he is set for prison. There is something we call precedents at the court. This is the same thing that happened with Adamu Sankande. Sankande came to this house. The same NDC, that's the National Democratic Congress members, were the ones who sacked him from parliament and took him to court. He was imprisoned and he eventually died and was buried. It's the same matter. They are making all kinds of noise about the swearing in. I prompted the former Deputy Attorney General, Dominic Ayine, to tell the gentleman, that's Quayson, that we have seen this before in this house. He should leave this house before he is jailed. There is precedence. This is the same as the Adamu Sankande case. Adamu was jailed for having multiple citizenships, and Quayson had the same issue. Now Quayson has renounced his other citizenship and is only Ghanaian as it stands now. But laws he broke previously is what we are talking about, he said in Chi. KT Hammond, the MP for Adansa Sokwa, also criticized the Domahene or Sajifu or Siadieyo Ajiman Bedu II for criticizing the ruling of the Supreme Court that led to the removal of Quayson as an MP and for calling on the state to drop the criminal case against the Asin North MP. Wow. Now, for people who do not really understand what the Adamu Sankande issue was, we have explained it already. But these are the details. In July 2012, a new patriotic party, NPP member of parliament for Boku Central, Adamu Dramani Sankande, was convicted by an Accra High Court after he was found guilty of perjury and forgery. This was after he failed to denounce UK citizenship before contesting for the Boku seat. He was found guilty of perjury and forgery and was jailed for 2 years concurrently on all counts. On all counts. A Boku-based cattle dealer, Sumaila Biabiel, challenged the status of the member of parliament as the MP for Boku Central, Adamu Dramani Sankande, in the law-making body due to his dual citizenship. The former MP was accused of registering as a voter when the voters' register was opened and subsequently voting in the December 2008 general elections when he was not entitled to do so. So he held the UK citizenship, Burkinabe citizenship, Ghanaian citizenship, and he was a member of parliament for Ghana. Where was his loyalty? And some people do not see anything wrong with this. How can you divide your loyalty amongst all these countries and still expect us to take you serious? How about the Gyakye Quayson story? The Supreme Court of Ghana on May 17, 2023 ordered the Parliament of Ghana to expunge the name of James Gyakye Quayson as a member of Parliament. Justice Jones Victor Doche, Justice Nene Amegashi, Justice Mariama Owusu, Gertrude Araba Tokuno, Justice Professor Harrietta Mensah-Bonsu, Justice Yoni Kulendi, and Justice Barbara Akayensu declared that Quayson was not qualified at the time he contested the election 2020 in the Michael Ankuma Nimfa versus James Gyakye Quayson case. According to the court, the ousted Asin North MP failed to prove that he had renounced his Canadian citizenship when he filed his nomination to contest the 2020 general election. This is simple. Dash. So Parliament decided that at the point of filing your papers for nomination, you were asked to tick a certain box, whether you were whole a Ghanaian citizen, and only Ghanaian citizen. You said yes. Later it came out that it wasn't true. You were tried to renounce, and it was still in the process your Canadian citizenship. We have said this time again. I don't want us to repeat it. There's no argument about this. At the point he went to Equity, his hands were still dirty. The former president, John Dramani Mahama, argues that, the point of voting is when people start voting for you, not when you go and pick up papers. No, sir. The information is very important for the voting process. That is why some people get qualified and others get disqualified. You were asked, and this was going to be used in the law courts, whether you held only a Ghanaian citizenship. You said yes. And it's been proven that Gyakye Quayson is a very recalcitrant, unpatriotic guy who has lived in Canada for at least 47 years. Alote Jacobs tells us clearly that Gyakye Quayson refused to denounce his Canadian citizenship twice whilst he still wanted to stand for political position in the country on the ticket of the NDC. How many of us heard Alote Jacobs when he said this? We've said it time and again on this show. This is enough to tell you that the guy is not patriotic. And just yesterday, the same Gyakye Quayson came out again and published in the news today that now that he has been sworn in, he will use his energy to fight for other dual citizenship holders to come and take public positions and political positions in Ghana. So you see the precedent. He says they will fight for an amendment so that people can hold dual citizenships and still come and decide for us in this country the direction of the country. What a joke. What is wrong with us? How can a man call himself Canadian, call himself British, call himself Burkinabe, and at the same time he's Ghanaian and he's representing the people of Ghana in parliament to make laws for the people of Ghana? So when there's an issue to decide between Ghana and Burkina Faso, which one do you support? An issue to decide between the UK and Ghana, which one are you going to favor? These are the same dirty politicians. When there's any small problem, they run out of the country because they have citizenships. Is it not embarrassing that when some of our citizens in this country are in a certain trouble, you will see the UK and American governments coming in to say, oh, this is our citizen and we are coming to protect this person. And you know these people are Ghanaians, but they hold dual citizenship. What the nation needs right now is patriotism. And if we gamble with that and allow the Gyakye Quaysons to bring in their dual citizenship people here, we're going to be in trouble. We don't have a problem if you want to come into the country and do business. It's on to you. But if I were president, no dual citizenship holder will ever qualify to be Ghanaian. Once you hold the citizenship of America, remain American. Citizenship of China, remain your Chinese. We need patriotic people in this country. And by the fact that you have labeled yourself a dual citizenship holder, you are disqualified. Labels are very important. Names are very important. So what's Blakk Rasta saying? You can become a resident of America. You can own a green card. You can own the equivalent of that in the UK. You are just a resident. You can go and come in anytime. But the moment you decide that you are taking citizenship, it's a birthright you are sharing. It's a birthright you are sharing. There's a difference between living in America and being a citizen of America and Ghana at the same time. You were given the option. You can be a resident, a permanent resident of America. It's allowed. But your birthright, your citizenship, is still Ghanaian. The day you decide to share it, you are disqualified. If I were the president of this country, I would make sure that any dual citizenship holder will be denied. Go and belong to China. Go and belong to America. Where the nation has reached, we want people who are patriotic, not jokers. He's not ready to leave his 47-year-old citizenship of Canada. Yet he's going to be here to decide for us. You don't qualify. And people are partisanly talking about this. Katie Hammond, let him talk and let me leave this topic.
Who is up to go prison? I said, case saying, are you go prison? No, I hear court or movie be a friend, no, I president. I offense our record, my own record. I don't know, I can't record. No, I offend say, Adam Sakandi. Nasa ma or the call or the back room hand, say, I don't know about them. I don't know why. When I is what or public them, or movie, and over the court, or watching the two move, or movie, or yare, what the prison, oh, we are. It's the same matter. Cratchy die about them, Hana, ever swear now. I know why you did that. I won't wish for my day. Maybe get a home smart. I offense a former deputy attorney general, Dominic, doctor. Catch a cratch in the year who be what them happen. The who near the Musakan, yet you know what them when you see it. Catch and one sorry, no free them and one go over them because I dare what you now, America was a want you, Mr. President. Because actually, now one of the as well a double citizen and a double citizen and man of consumption emperor. And you know, you say, I did your church near the most again, yeah, no, and no people pay. Maybe the I and say, she say, why you didn't crack.
Dash it. Well, you heard him. That's what he said. The problem I have with Katie Hammond is that the matter is in court. You cannot say the man is guilty until he's proven guilty. Well, the Supreme Court came out and said, remove his name. He wasn't qualified at the time. But what kind of judgment is going to be given to this man? You have already, and you are a lawyer, preempted the case, prejudiced the case. Where are the lawyers? They are the learned people. We are the illiterates of law. Is this not prejudice? Is he not going ahead of the court to pronounce judgment? We leave it here. We are not lawyers, so we leave it. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Next story, and I want to be quick with this. First, what is this one saying? Watch it rolling. It says, school food suppliers sleep outside in demonstration. Yesterday, they slept in the mosquitoes. They went to the headquarters of the buffer food, wherever. The wonderful women who have been providing food to our children in the schools. They have not been paid. We were told some money was given to them, and then the money that was supposed to be used to pay them, they used that to rather offset some debts and all that. And our own mothers, some of them our wives, had to go there and picket. The picketing started in the morning. Unlike the pensioners who were there and had to leave after some time, they stayed the whole day through the night and even slept there. You think it's comfortable? The mosquitoes were biting flesh and blood. They stayed in the cold. Now the whole Accra is very cold. The whole Ghana is quite cold by Ghanaian standards. They stayed in the cold. Let us look at what the story says. It's very painful and very sad. And this is from my Joy Online. It says, food suppliers spend night at premises of National Food Buffer Stock to demand 270 million owed them. Ghana cedis. Come here. It's sad, brethren. Members of the National Food Suppliers Association on Tuesday, July 4, spent the night at the premises of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, to demand. It's sad. Payment of money owed them for over how many years? For over how many years? 2 years. Politicians do their salaries delay. Delay the salaries of politicians for 1 month. There will be fire in this whole country. 2 years. These wonderful women provided food and they have never been paid. Why is it so? Why? The suppliers who traveled from all regions across the country say the government owes them 270 million Ghana cedis for food which was supplied to senior high schools across the country from 2021 all the way down to 2023. They, however, say they will not leave the premises of NAFCO until the government pays all their monies. A spokesperson of the group, Kwame Amedome, who spoke to Joy News, said that it has been the intention of NAFCO not to pay the arrears owed them. Why are they saying that? According to him, there has never been an instance of emergency shortage of food in secondary schools as NAFCO claims. He explained that NAFCO intentionally creates a shortage of food in the secondary schools and then dishes out money to their own people to supply the food. You are owing us and you haven't paid. By now you pay people. Now, do you know what they do? They intentionally create a shortage of food in the schools. I am challenging them and calling them if they like and telling them if they like, they should come and tell us where emergency shortage happened or emergencies happened in the secondary schools where secondary schools were not having food. Well, we all understand what he's trying to say. That's it. And when you look at the pictures, it's sad. You see women lying all over the place, a few men across, people supplying food to the school. They use their own money to supply, and government now comes back and pays the money. They are in trouble. It's sad. Where is the country going? Already, power might be cut off from this country because those giving us power have asked the government to pay up at least a quarter of what is owed. Government is not able to do that. Negotiations, left, right, and center. IMF money came in, and all we are seeing is debt everywhere. Would there ever be a time when the government of Ghana will say, we don't owe any country? It's rather some countries that owe us. Is it a case? Remember when Nkrumah took out money and gave out to the people of Guinea for refusing to allow France to stay in Guinea and still colonize the country. France decided to take out everything from Guinea under Ahmed Sékou Touré, even chairs and tables and statues, cups and spoons were all taken out of the country and taken to France just to cripple Guinea. Nkrumah said, Sékou Touré, you did the best. I'm going to give you money. And he doled out money and gave the money out to Sékou Touré to be able to stand firm. But today, tell me when Ghana has donated anything to any country. We are rather going around begging and taking money from people. Yet we call ourselves the gateway to Africa. We call ourselves the Gold Coast. Where is the gold? We have a king who is Otiko Koso. He's sitting on gold, yet his own people are poor. How can you be sitting on gold? Your land is sitting on gold and the people are poor. Is it possible? Or is it a case in the midst of plenty The fool is hungry. That's what the Bible says. What is happening? Government is not able to pay pensioners. Government is not able to pay food suppliers to the schools. Government has a problem even paying nurses and teachers on time. What is the problem? Is it a failed nation? Or is it that the people in power don't have the right acumen to rule the country? Is it that they are not patriotic enough? Or they have filled their government with dual citizenship people who don't have the country at heart? Well, it is what it is. When we return, we'll be talking some more. But remember, I have a very interesting quote for you. And this quote, I need you to open your ears and eyes well and check this out. Remember to send in your comments. We are going to be reading your comments pretty soon. Hey! Wayo! Those who make peaceful resolutions difficult will make violence inevitable. Did you see that? Those who make peaceful resolutions difficult, impossible, would make violence inevitable. Now the people are peacefully asking you to resolve their issues. They have worked for the money. Give them their money. No, your politician salaries never delay. MP salaries are on time. Some are even taking dual pay. How did they resolve that thing? The allegation that some MPs took 2 salaries in a month. Monies that were not supposed to be going to them, they took the money and blew the money. Yet somebody's 1 salary, 1 pay for 2 solid years is delaying this much. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Keep your comments coming in and remember to share the broadcast so many more would watch this show. Thanks so much to the people from Qatar, all those from Saudi Arabia. We have a lot of people who are watching us from Spain, from Canada, from America, and also from almighty Africa. Oh gosh. And also from Holland. We appreciate you. Come here. Next story we want to look at is flowing. And it says what? Watch me. Ghana tourism needs King Solomon tactics. And this is OFORI-ATTA. Why is OFORI-ATTA still in power? This man is sick, and he himself told us he's sick. If you look at his face, he's become a little puffy. He said he has kidney issues. I was thinking that by now, he would have taken his rest. But politicians are greedy like that. Politics is like alcohol. Better still, it's like cocaine. The more you take it, the more you want it. They are addicted to power. Politics is like religion, the opium of the people. It's sad. He's sick. He doesn't want to go. His own party members want him out because he's failed. He has pushed us into debt. He ran to the IMF and the World Bank asking for help. A nation that is the world's #1 supplier of gold. Does it make sense to you? The whole world, the biggest supplier of gold, the biggest producer of gold is this small country called Ghana. The whole world, the second biggest supplier and producer of cocoa is this small country called Ghana. And we just lost the first position to Ivory Coast just the other day. The sweetest cocoa comes from here. Why should we be poor? Why should we run to the IMF? And this man even shouted that if the IMF didn't come, the nation was going to break down and fail. He was not even ashamed to say that. Yet we're told that his own bank, the data bank, anytime he gets money as loans into the country, he has a share personally. The other day, Captain Smart mentioned this. That, he was sure that the man had even taken his share out of the IMF fund that came in. And he sued him. But we are told that your data bank that you were part of and still part of in one way or the other, all the loans coming into the country that your government took, you had a share. The more loans they take, the more their pockets become fatter. They don't care about the generations yet to come. Now see what he's saying. Look at what he is saying. Can you see that? From Ghana Web. OFORI-ATTA wants Ghana to wow tourists like King Solomon did to Queen Sheba. Why don't you go and bring King Solomon to Ghana to wow the tourists in? All he's trying to tell you is that Ghana needs King Solomon to be able to bring in tourists. That's all he's saying. Come here and run the story. These guys are not serious. Finance Minister Ken OFORI-ATTA has likened his dream for Ghana's tourist sector to the instance where Queen Sheba was astonished by King Solomon's country when she visited him in Bible days. The minister, in his address during the launch of the redeveloped and refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Park, said the government is doing all it takes to make Ghana a preferred tourist destination. He noted that Jamaica's tourism sector contributes about 35% to its gross domestic product, whereas Ghana's contributes only 5%. OFORI-ATTA said, that is where we want to go. Hold it there. I'm going to take that paragraph again, and I need you to open your ears. He noted that Jamaica's tourism sector contributes 35%, and Ghana contributes what? What? 5%. But why are tourists going to Jamaica? Why? Do you know why? Do you know why? You go and build Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. It's a plus. I've always said that it should happen. But tourists are going to Jamaica. One of the biggest reasons is that it's a land of history. So many people were taken from different countries in Africa and dumped in Jamaica. The reason people go to Jamaica for tourism is cultural. They go there to enjoy reggae music. Above all, they go there to smoke good quality marijuana in Tampe. In your country, you have banned it. In your country, you are fighting each other over confused cultures. Your chiefs, who should be traditional rulers, are busily involved in what? Chieftaincy disputes. Look at Boku. Which tourist is going to go to Boku? Would you bring your tourist friend to Boku? No, you won't do it. It's not only Boku. There are other places where cultural clashes have become so bloody in Ghana. If you want tourism to work using the Jamaican trump card, keep your beaches clean. Come here. Kai, will you take your tourists to Lavender Hill? Lavender Hill. That is a place you go to and you have catarrh instantly. Lavender Hill, Coligono. Go there. No matter how much perfume you put on yourself, when you live there, it's like they just put you in a KVIP and put you out. If you're not a Ghanaian, you might not know what KVIP is. Pit latrine. Lavender Hill. When Trump's wife came here, they made sure that she didn't pass there. Any big tourist who comes into this country, the presidents of different, they make sure they don't pass Lavender Hill. It's only fit for Ghanaians. No scent is nice. We like it. Some people can even sit there comfortably and eat their kenke and fish. It adds flavor to the fish. You want King Solomon's kind of tourism. Go to La Beach. Go to Jamestown Beach. People are walking barefooted and there's shit all over the place. Which tourist is going to come there? Which tourist is going to come there? You want tourists to come into your country when you are doing fumigation. 419 fumigation. You are still injecting people. You are still taking money for COVID-19. When COVID-19 has been declared by the WHO as null and void. Now, which tourist is going to come? You insist on injecting every tourist who comes into this country. No tourists will come here unless they are crazy. I will not go to any country that will inject me before I enter. No, sir. Keep your country. Which tourists will come into your country when at the airport, immigration officers and all the other people are all begging for money? It tells you that the country is a country of beggars, just like you and your government. You guys are not serious. Fire is burning you, all of you, one after the other. You will be bald-headed from now till the end of life. You will never grow hair on your head because you are wicked people. Can you believe this? You go and build Nkrumah Mausoleum. That is good. Do we still have Nkrumah's corpse there? Is it there? Or you guys have removed it? How about Fatih's corpse? It's a nice edifice. We like it. But the conditions you put this thing in for over 1 year before you built this, suspicious. You want the Jamaican 35%. Your forts, slave forts, are all breaking down. When I went to the central region the other day, almost all the forts, Fort William, Fort what, they have become shitholes. People are going there to release fees. You want tourists to go there? You arrive at the so-called airport that has been named after a villain, a coup maker. You want people to come here? Your airport is named after a coup maker. A bloody, dirty coup maker, Kotoka. And that is supposed to be the first point of entry. Are you crazy? What's wrong with us as a people? When the people arrive at the airport, you see vultures hovering over them, begging them for money. The other day I arrived from, which country did I go to recently? France. And when I was coming in from France, I'd gone there for about 7 days or 8 days. They saw me going. After a week, they saw me returning. And when I was going into the bathroom to go and pee, Jesus have mercy. Oh, yes, Bossu. Oh, Bossu. Yeah, Bossu. Oh, yeah, Bossu. Bossu. Go come. We make the place neat. As you go, as you they come, you bring with the thing where you bring from Abrotre. Bring with something for chop small, In Ghana, everybody's pointing at their mouths. When you are driving on the street, the little children, everybody's just doing this, just doing this, just doing this. A friend of mine from England asked me, what's the meaning of it? I said, they are saying they are hungry, they want food. Which tourists will come there? A tourist told me that he doesn't like to drive on the streets of Accra because there's emotional trauma and torture. Why? He says everybody stops him and begs him for money. Some are carrying children. They let the child, the baby, look at them. Emotional trauma. He says when he drives on this street and he sees that, oh, This is what is happening. Next time he won't drive there. He drives the other way and it's the same people who are there. Beggars all over the place. Why? Because our politicians are dirty. Our leaders are silly. They are not ready to be patriotic. Now they are calling for dual citizenship holders to come and take over the country. Oh, Jesus. You want Solomon's tourism here. Go and clean Labadi Beach. You are even entering Labadi Beach. Just to go and look at the sea. They say you should pay money. Hey, Kwe, Minister, hey, Kwe. You know, we where they clean here. You want just come there and just go away. If you don't pay, go. Kwe. Go to Teshi. If you are able to stand at the beach for 5 minutes, then it means you are an avatar. Smelly all over the place. Different kind of shit all over the place. You want that kind of tourism? Clean the beaches. And make the beaches free. Free access. You are going to get some fresh air at the beach. You have to pay money. You want to walk on the beach. Hey. Human excreta all over the place. And your roads are all choked because of beggars. Find a place for the beggars. Find them jobs, or else the only thing that will bring tourists into this country, as it stands right now, is the Kwame Nkrumah factor. People come here because of Nkrumah. But if they get to know or they suspect that the corpse is not there, who will come? Prove to the world that the corpse is still there. That the 1 year that you closed it down, the corpse was not removed and 5 years corpse was not also taken. They don't like me saying this. But it's the truth. You attempted to kill him while he was here. And when he moved into exile, you still chased him. You wanted to kill him. My producer says we should end this. When we return, we got more. We'll be reading your messages right after this one. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show.
It's all about patriotism, not politics. Yeah. It's a show of patriotism. Here we don't talk politics. No, sir. In the past, some ignoramus who said, oh, he belongs to this party. Now, and for some few years now, they have come to the realism that this is a patriotic show. And that this man standing right here is a patriotic person. Thanks so much. We see the numbers coming in. Continue to let the numbers flow. Spread the word. We are now entirely on YouTube. And you would help us build our TV station by your numbers. Recommend this channel to others. Share the broadcast. Encourage them to listen. This is what is going to save Ghana, not the politics. What will save Ghana is the truth. Patriotism. It doesn't matter which party is caught in the web of misfortune. The misfortune of lies and dirty politics. This is the power we have. The power to talk to our people. We're going to look at some comments coming in. And let's see. The very first comment today is coming from Oscar Pendragon. And he says, Kukushunamo, Blakk Rasta, respect. Thank you so much. Nuhu Muhammad Abdallah says, Blakk Rasta, tell them. Okay, we're telling them. G Defo Dodudo, a very regular member of the Black Port, says, I salute you, Blakk Rasta. Thank you so much. Collins Agbesi says, fire is burning. Muhammad Wumbe Abdallah says, a beautiful and blessed Wednesday. I thank Allah for your health and life. We are all equal before the truth. Blakk, never stop preaching the truth. Everyone stops watching you. Even I will watch. That's what he says. And Sharif Ibrahim says, Santos watching you from Wa. Oh, thank you so much. Wa Massive and Crew, we love you. Yes, where are you watching from? We would like to know. Yes, Jedere Yili in Wa, or which other area? Wapani. I love my people there in Wa. Max Pro says, Blakk Rasta, I never show from day one. I always like to hear you speak. I have learned a lot from you. Thanks very much for the enlightenment. Keep on with the good work. He says, stay blessed. Thank you so much, Max Pro. And this is Kweku Gomez. And he says, more fire, my mentor. Blessed love. Mansuru Yunusa says, we acquire knowledge for the sake of Allah and humanity, not for certificate. May Allah bless you. Mansuru from Spain at a place called Alicante. Thank you so much, Spain, Massive and Crew. Moses Amwaku says, greetings, Blakk. I think people should allow the law take its course. Mr. Quayson should face the law and bear the consequences. That's what we are saying. But some other people think that, no, by all means he must go to jail. That is hatred and bitterness. Let the law work. Ponyo. Thomas says, Vim. Joseph Ashley says, watching from... where is it? Invington, right? Is it Irvington? Irvington, yes. Irvington, New Jersey. Oh, okay. I'll be in New Jersey somewhere in September. We'll try and pass through. We'll go through Red Bank and, those other areas in New Jersey. All right. Always a delight to watch you and watch your show. Ghana is blessed to have you. I'm blessed to have you too. We love you and we appreciate you. Yes. Kudus says, yeah. Okay, Kudus, thank you so much. We appreciate you. No, Muhammad Abdallah says, now the very first story I want us to look at is on your screen. Watch it. And it says, I love that. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody likes something, All right, so Joe Emmanuel Nkrumah says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. The statement by KT Hammond is not only irresponsible, but reckless and shows truly we need to investigate gray hairs on the heads of some of our elders. So pathetic. Joe Emmanuel Nkrumah always comes in with a very powerful submission. And I appreciate you, Joe. It's true. People forget that little fools grow into bigger fools. And people also forget that little violent ones grow into bigger violent ones. Little ignorant ones grow into bigger ignorant ones. But in our country, no. We seem to put aside all these deficiencies once we have gray hair. We are all of a sudden angels. We have to be careful. Jidefo do says truth to power. Thank you. Joe Emmanuel Nkrumah comes back. He says all pronouncements from the current government and its stooges with regards to the Quayson case only point to revenging Adamu Sankande's jail and not necessarily a case fought to vindicate justice. Wow, I like that. It's true. It looks like they are being vindictive. Everybody just, Adamu Sankande went to jail. You have to go to jail so that we'll be at par. Ha, what a country. Dodudo says again, I don't know how you manage to do such a good job every single time. More vim, more fire. Well, Dodu, I'll say it's all because you are here and all because you support some of these things we are doing. So we know that we are growing. Watch out for a TV station that will build up soon, that will broadcast to the whole of Africa and the rest of the world. Yeah, it's all because of what you're doing. Send your messages coming in. We're going to read more pretty soon. Next story. And the next story says what? Watch it. It says, witch killers jailed. In Ghana, every old lady is a witch. When you go to Gambaga, they have a witch camp there. The Minister of Gender, Children, and Women, designate at the time, Ajua Safo, was asked at a vetting, what would you do about the Gambaga witch camp? She said, oh, we will rebrand it. Hey! You will rebrand it and call it what? International Witches Association? You will rebrand it and call it what? You will now go and put air conditioners there and paint it blue instead of red? I was shocked. She still passed and became the Minister of Gender and what, only for her to abandon all of them and go and live in America. And she told us insultingly that my family first. What happened to patriotism? Is these things we're talking about? Dual citizenship. She didn't even have a dual citizenship, but she left us and went to America. And when we asked her, you swore that you would serve the people of Ghana. She said, my family first. An old lady was beaten up until she died. It's about 2 years ago. Today, it looks like justice has been done. Look at the old woman. This woman, can she hurt a fly? I believe in witches. I believe there are wizards. I believe in prayer. But how are you able to tell that this person is a witch? Is there a thermometer or a witchometer? Maybe there's a witchometer that we can use to tell who a witch is, and wizardometer to find out who wizards are. This is happening not only because of the ignorance of the people, the wickedness of the people, but also because of the so-called spiritual churches and malams that we have all over. You go to church and they tell you a woman who has taken care of you from birth, fed you and protected you from sicknesses and illnesses, is the one responsible for your bad luck. You go home and beat her to death. Hey! Look at the old lady. And the woman in pink carrying the block to smash her head was even pregnant at the time she was doing this. Pregnant woman carrying a baby. Now, if that baby grows up to say you are also a witch, he's going to kill you. Then we go through a cyclical rotation of foolishness and nincompoopism. It's sad. Run the story, my youth. What does the story say? Killers of Equiadendente. Equiadente sentenced to 12 years imprisonment. Run the story. Watch it. The Tamale High Court has convicted Hajia Mohammed Sirina and Latifa Bomaye to 12 years imprisonment over the murder of a 90-year-old Equiadente at Kafaba in the Savannah region. On Thursday, July 23, 2020, 90-year-old Equiadente was lynched over witchcraft allegations and accusations. 7 people, including the chief of Kafaba community, Seydou Yaya, were arrested by police in Salaga. Hajia Sirina Mohammed and Latifa Bomaye were later arrested at their hideouts. The 2 suspects, Hajia Sirina Mohammed and Latifa Bomaye, were charged for attempted murder and murder. The 2 pleaded not guilty for the 2 charges. However, in April this year, the first lawyer for the 2 accused wrote a proposal to the prosecution to change the pleas of his clients from not guilty to murder to guilty to manslaughter. The lawyer, Abbas Kalimba Amankwa, told the court the act committed by the accused persons was manslaughter. Equiadente was lynched at Kafaba in the East Goja municipality of the Savannah region over witchcraft allegations. Manslaughter. It means you are not ready to kill. You didn't intend to kill, but you killed. I mean, please. Look at the block. Because she's a witch, even if you hit her 20 times, she will not die. Abba. Look at the person holding that ponkokote, lashing a 90-year-old woman. Hajjia, you've been to Mecca. This is the best you can do. Well, I'm glad that the court came to a verdict. For me, they should have gone in for a longer period for the innocent murder of this innocent woman. Dash. Last story. And we're going to look at entertainment very quickly. STONEBWOY is in the news, right? Yes, the Beam Nation president. STONEBWOY regrets mentoring artists. He says he will never make that mistake again to mentor and bring up artists. This is STONEBWOY Bernitan. He's one of my youths. And he says it everywhere. Blakk RASTA was one of the people who helped me come up as a musician. In fact, that is very true. I am happy that he gives me the accolades. In fact, when I mentor people and bring them up and they are enjoying success like this, I don't really care if they come back to me or not. They should just help other people. It's not about me. I helped you to come up. Even if you are not able to come back to me, help other people come up. It's simple. I don't help mentor people hoping that they come back and make me a better person. Then it means that I am just saving my kindness to be used another day. You get it? But why is STONEBWOY saying this? Watch the headlines. I won't mentor any artist again. The previous ones taught me a bitter lesson. And that's STONEBWOY. STONEBWOY has openly admitted that he's no longer interested in mentoring upcoming musicians. During an interview with Amansan Krachi on Cape Coast-based Property FM, STONEBWOY claimed that he's now cautious because of experiences with ingratitude. According to him, he no longer has the vim to help up and coming musicians because of the ingratitude he has experienced in the past. It goes on constantly, and I can mention a lot of names right now, but we all saw what happened and all of that. So that's a huge issue with the system. Dash. STONEBWOY, this is an unfortunate remark. As your mentor and your father, I try to reach you up and speak with you, but all your phones are not going through. You know, it's sad to say this. Even you were with Samini, and you left Samini, right? He didn't say you were ungrateful, right? So if you make such unfortunate remarks, you will need fathers like us to sit you down and tell you that, yes, it's frustrating, but don't give up. You left Samini. You made utterances even against Samini, but he took everything. He never said anything bad about you. You understand? There are people who also say you're ungrateful. They've supported you do one or two things, and you never came back to even say thank you. In this world, when you are supporting people, don't support them because of gratitude to you later, or else there is no reward in that. There's no blessing. Support them because of the Most High who has given you the talent and the strength. Support them. When I pray, I say, God, give it to me so I can give to people. Give me strength so I can empower the weak. I don't pray so I empower people to empower me later. No. Even if they don't empower me, they should empower other people. So my little brother, this is an unfortunate statement. If you listen to your big brother, come back and say something else. It's frustrating. We have helped people who try to even push us away and take our place. Even on radio, there were people I mentored who were looking at my seat. They wanted to push me out so they would come and stay. And when I realized that that was what they were doing, I laughed and I left the seat for them. They crashed. Come here. They crashed. They crashed. A good man will never go down. A good man will never ever go down. A man who speaks the truth never ever goes down either. Continue being good. You see doors opening for you. Be good. Let them be ungrateful. Continue supporting. Don't let 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people make you put all the masses in the same box. Did I say more? It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushono. It looks like we have some more messages, right? Quickly, we'll look at this. Charles Enningful says, watching you from where? Philadelphia. Wow. And then Amwa Muhammad Awal says, I always watch this show or program on Pan-African TV at 4 p.m. For some days now, at exactly the same time, 4 p.m., the TV station will show a different program. Please, has the time changed? No, the time hasn't changed. We had a contract. The contract has ended, so we are rebranding to come back with more energy. But for now, you can get us live at 5 p.m. every day on YouTube. Pan-African TV, we thank you. It's a very beautiful home, and you know that's our home. We will certainly return there, and we'll let you know when we'll be coming to Pan-African TV. And to Mr. Kwesi Pratt, you know that we can never be ungrateful to you. Amma Pratt, if I was the Golos, you know, we can never be ungrateful to you. Thanks so much. You gave us a good standing, and we are returning. We are just rebranding and we'll return. Dodudo says, not everyone pays attention to detail like you. Ghana first, Blakk, tell Gyakye. Omar Abubakar says, I love you, Blakk Rasta. I know sometimes I disagree with you, but many times I go with you, watching you from Italy. And this is Sassuolo, from Sassuolo, okay? Omar Abubakar is true. That's, you even twins disagree. Sometimes I am happy that you agree with me most of the time. You know, variety is the spice of life. Dodu comes back and says they are all what? Playing politics, okay? Strong Vibe says, preach for me. Ayman, straight from Dubai. All right. Ajeduna says, I love you and your show, Blakk Rasta. No one is bigger than the truth. We really need patriotic people to build the nation, not dual citizenship holders. Yeah, that's right. Come here. Nkrumah lives forever. I like that. He likes it when I say, come here. All right. I would love to take a picture with you. Oh, why not? Anywhere you see me, just approach me. And then we'll do it. More fire, Daddy. And this is from Zache Emmanuel. We also have Ajeduna say, I love you, Blakk Rasta. No one is bigger than the truth. We have Fenway. He said, Blakk, my Blakk is here again. Yes, Blakk is here. Your Blakk is here. Nuhu Muhammad Abdallah says, Nana Akufo-Addo is what? He says people are saying, had I known for bringing in Akufo-Addo. Okay. And then thanks very much, my brother, and good work. And this is Togo Movie Stars. We have John Yinzorbil saying that speaking truth to power as usual. More fire, my Lion King. Blessed love Yinzorbil. He's all the way from Tongo there. You know, and who is this? Aflakui Senanu says, the Black Pot is getting bigger and better each day. Keep up with the good work. Oh, well, thank you so much. We do appreciate you, Aflakui. Your name is so beautiful. And Henry Dia says, Blakk flow easily. All right. Thank you. John Yinzombiru says, watching live from Tongo. I told you. All the ancestors of our land are proud of you. Blakk, because of your patriotic mindset, our ancestors are blessing you, right? Blessed love. Gladys Clark says, yes, truth and nothing but the truth. Tell them. And Eric Akampele says, he says something. Well, I think he's writing something. We'll find out what it really is. Thank you so much, Eric. He says, I love you. I love you too. Abubakar Jalilu says, legend, I want to meet you. I have a lot to share with you. Please, I love you, Father. I learn more from you. I learn from you too. You know, you might not know. It doesn't cost money to share, like, and comment. And this is Charles Eninfo. He's telling you, share, like, and I appreciate your time. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. You can also bring your businesses here. Imagine the numerous people who are watching from all over the world. Your business will be big here, right? and our fees are very low. It's been the Blakk Pot, aka Coco Show, and here we speak truth to power. Hey! Wayo!